Hello, Slicey Dicers. Welcome to the first Bryan Bargain's Blade Barn. I'm not going to do that voice the whole time. Don't worry about that. If you guys were worried about it from the little commercial that I did, I just wanted to do something silly. We have a lot of really awesome knives to sell here tonight. There's three of us. It's myself, Mr. Gearbear, you see him on the comments all the time, and Mike Joseph, you see him on the comments all the time. They all have really good stuff. I have it all right here. So how it's going to work, I'm going to put my email address, list of all my knives and the prices with a little link to where they are in the video so you can go find them. I'm going to do the same for Mike, the same for Mr. Gearbear. Now, Mike's knives I'm going to keep here and ship out from here because he shipped them to me from New York City. Wes is right down the road, so I'm going to take his back to him on Monday morning and he can deal with all the shipping. But email the person who's selling them. Don't email me. Don't comment. That's not going to help. Email the person who's selling them. That's the person you need to communicate with. Only three of us. We each have about a dozen. A lot of really, really cool knives going up. So we've got everything from really super, super expensive stuff down to some pretty cheap stuff. So I think I've explained everything. It's pretty much typical, typical table sale stuff. All prices include shipping. So that's all you're going to pay. I made sure that everybody included shipping. So, all right. Let's get going here. First up, I'm going to do my knives first because I'm the first one. I'll make sure I do this right. I'm just going to show them to you for a minute and then tell you what the price is. First up on my list, I have a Kaiser Vanguard Gemini. Very, very excellent condition. Comes with the box. All mine come with box unless I specify otherwise. I think there's only one that doesn't come with the box. Comes with the box and the packaging and all that. Excellent condition. I just reviewed it, and it's after I reviewed it. Well, I didn't. I reviewed it a while ago, but after I reviewed it, it just sat in my case. Has not been carried at all since then. Excellent shape. Hasn't even needed to be strapped yet. Really cool knife. Very, very much. This is a Kaiser Vanguard Gemini, and I have that for $55. Move on to the next one. This is one I wasn't sure about selling, but got my eye on something else. Spyderco Para 3 and S110V. This is the Blurple, obviously, version. It comes with the Casey Lynch deep carry clip. It also comes with the stock clip if you want that ridiculous thing. But very, 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 very cool knife. It's just something that I just don't find myself carrying that much anymore. It has been a user, but it is in excellent condition. I just tore it apart and oiled it, as you can see, because some oil is leaking out of there. I just serviced it. It's in great shape. Just put the Casey Lynch clip on it. I did a video of that, and it makes it great. It carries deep like it should in the first place. It's a great, great knife. It's just not something that I use a whole lot. So, and I got a vacation coming up, work vacation coming up to Europe, so I need the money. So this is $130 with the clip and the box. The blade has never been fully sharpened, hasn't had to be. I think I've stropped it once or twice. That's about it. S110V holds an edge forever, so it's in excellent shape, but it has been used. Next up, we'll keep on the Spyderco train. We have the Spyderco Mannix 2 XL. Kind of similar story. I just don't use it. I was really excited to get it, and I loved it for a few days, and I did the review, and it's a great knife. It just doesn't fit in my lifestyle at all. This is absolutely like new in box. I mean, it's barely been used, just enough to do the review. That was it. It's a great, great knife. I'm selling this one for $115. So if you look online, I think they're like $140, something like that. So I think that's a pretty good deal. Like new inbox, Mannix 2 XL. Let's move on next. We'll move on to some Kershaws. We have the Kershaw Blur in S30V. This is the nicest one that you can get, I think, of all the blurs. I really, really like it. Also comes with an MXG gear, deep carry clip, and the original clip, and the box, and all that stuff. This is another knife I bought to be my winter soldier, I called it. I was going to use it a lot during the winter. I carried it with me a lot in the winter in my little EDC bag, but I just never used it. I think I've used this knife maybe 3 times at the absolute most. Cool knife. S30V, USA made Kershaw, but just not something I carry a whole lot. This is $60 shipped with the box and the extra clip, and I'll send the original one along with it also, because what am I going to do with it? Next up, another USA made Kershaw. We have the Kershaw Link. This is the Tanto version. made in USA, American made version. Really nice knife. Just one again that I bought a long time ago, and I probably carried it a lot for a week or two, and this was at the beginning of my knife addiction, and then I just got stuff that kind of I got addicted to more, and I honestly kind of forgot that I own this, but it's a really cool knife. The Kershaw Link is one of those quintessential USA models. Very, very cool. Snappy action, speed safe, obviously, as is the S30V. But this one I'm letting go for just 30 bucks. Now, the next two knives go together, and no, I will not split them up before anyone asks. We have two CRKT M16s. We've got the M16 13 SFG and the big one, the M16 14 ZSF. Both of these are absolutely definitely users, especially this one. This one's actually one that I got rescued from a pawn shop and restored and got some new CRKT parts to spruce it up. It's in really good shape now, but it obviously does show some where it has been used. This one a little bit less so, but still obviously clearly a user. There's a couple scratches on the blade and stuff. They're both about 50 bucks retail. I'm going to let them both go for 50 bucks. So $50 for the bundle. No, I will not split them up, because at that point it becomes just not worth paying the money to ship them, because I like to price everything shipped. But both great users, both work really well, both have no flaws, they're both nice and sharp, they're in very good shape, just they've clearly been used a bit. Next up, what do we have? Bestech Scimitar. I really like this knife, it's very, very cool, but I just, again, it's one that just not particularly my style. I don't carry it a whole lot. It is D2 steel. They are going to much worse steel in some of their models, so it's good to jump on one of the D2 ones when you can get your hands on it. I like it. It looks cool. I just don't carry it. I had this priced at $40, but unfortunately I saw that Mass Drop has them for the same price if you probably want to wait 2 months to get one. So I'm going to say $30 for this, and you'll have it in a couple of days instead of waiting 2 months through Mass Drop. Again, very much like new condition, very lightly used, comes with the box, all that good stuff. Now, next up we have, this one may be a surprise to people, and it's my highlight of what I'm selling. I probably should have put it last, but I didn't. This is the highlight of what I'm selling. I bought this knife with the intention of doing some really cool stuff with it, and I'm just starting to realize I'm not going to have time to. I am selling my Chris Reeve Sebenza. I love the Sebenza. It's a beautiful, beautiful knife. Super well made, amazing knife. Comes with all the documentation, comes in the box. It is in absolutely like new condition, other than maybe one or two little snail trails on it. I intended to buy this and wear it out so I could send it into Chris Reeve and get the whole like spa treatment done. And I've just realized I'm not going to have. It's going to take me years to wear this thing out, so there's no point in me keeping it around. And I do kind of want it in Cosi. I'm very glad to have gotten to experience the Sebenza. It's one of those knives you should experience at some point in your life. It is great. It does come with a lanyard. I don't have it on at this particular moment. There's a little bit of wear here on the thumb stud. They all get that. That blue comes off pretty darn quick. But everything's great. I replaced all the screws on it because my own stupid fault. I screwed up some of the screws, so I replaced all that. It's been very well taken care of. It's been carried a lot, but it's been very well loved. All I've had to do is strop the blade a few times. It's never been fully sharpened. It still has the convex grind. I'm asking $375 for this. It comes with the box and all the documentation. They're $450 new, and there's a waiting list in a whole lot of places for them. I may be open to offers on that, but not much less than that. So $375, Sebenza. I'll get it right out to you. You don't have to wait 6 months to get your hands on one. And it is something everybody should experience. They are such beautifully made knives. They're just gorgeous. I'm getting all salesman-y on you. Next up, another knife I really like that I'm letting go because I'm getting a different version of it. This is the Steel Will Resonant. This is the Chinese D2 model with the aluminum handles. This was only used for the review. I haven't really carried it much since. I'm going to get the carbon fiber titanium frame lock version. But great knife. It's just, again, one that I don't really carry much, and especially since I have the new one on the way. It is absolutely like new with the box. This is in superb condition. I'm asking $45 for this one. Next up, we have the What was the order? Oh, I skipped one back before. We have the Wii Ignition. Again, a knife I really, really like, but I have something coming to replace it, so I'm just letting it go. This is one of their more sensible designs, VG10 steel. Very, very nice knife. I think they're about 125. I'm going to sell this one for 105. It has been carried a fair decent amount, but there's no marks on it anywhere. It's not beat up at all. The edge is still great. Again, I've never fully resharpened it. I've just stropped it a little bit. That's what all these knives are. I don't think I've fully resharpened any of these. Pretty much I decide if I fully resharpen it, it's mine, because you just don't get your money back out of them. Really good knife. Comes with the pouch and the box and all that cool stuff that Wii's come with. $105 to your door. This is, if you're looking for the specific one of this color, it's the 715D Wii Ignition. Now, next up we have, again, kind of going more towards a budget version. This is the Stedemon ZKC Flipper. This is a big sucker. 440C blade. 4-inch blade. This is a big, big knife. Cool design, works great. The flipping action works good. Again, it just didn't, once I got it in, it just didn't really strike my fancy that much. You have the Jade G10 backspacer. Yeah, cool knife. Just one that didn't hit my fancy. $40, and I think these retailed originally for like $65, so pretty good price there, I think. Now, lastly, for my knives, this is the last one of mine. This is just a fun thing to have. This is a Schrade Viper. This is the dual-sided blade, dagger blade. These are not automatics, even though they come out the front. Most states consider them to be assisted knives because of some weird thing about the way they activate. You do have to hit a release and pull a charging lever to open it again. It's a single action OTF. Very cool knives, just a fun little toy to have around. This one I'm asking $30 for. I think they retail for about $40. This has never been carried outside of my house because I'm not allowed to. So it's in excellent condition. $30 to your door. So that's it for mine. So I'm going to take a pause here for a minute, and I'm going to go pull out somebody else's knives, and I'm going to do this all over again. And now we move on to Mike's knives. Again, find his email down below. It'll be at the top of this list of these knives that he is selling. Email him. He is willing to take a couple offers on stuff. Don't email me. All these knives are pretty much like new in box unless I note on that. So they are all like new. They all come with the boxes. There's one that he calls used. I wouldn't call it used. After looking at it, looks pretty brand new to me. But I'll be more specific when we get farther. But they do all come with boxes and all that stuff. Again, email Mike. Don't email me. Don't make comments. You got to email the seller for these ones. I'll be the one shipping them out because they're all here, but email him to negotiate the price and all that. He will let me know when it's paid and who to send it to. Got it? Good. Let's move on because I know you guys are looking forward to some of his stuff because I already got people trying to call dibs on some of his stuff that I showed in my silly little promo video. So, all right, first up we have a very cool Benchmade. I had never seen one of these before. This is a Benchmade Mini Onslaught. This is a particularly special Mini Onslaught because it is a limited edition 121 of 200 D2 steel coated blade, nice green G10 handles, and I have to say the smoothest action of any Benchmade I have ever handled. It is amazingly smooth. It is just so good, and the quality is awesome on it. Everything's centered up. This is absolutely new in box, never been carried. It is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knife. Great little collection piece for your Benchmade collector. $230. I don't think that's bad at all. Looking on the internet, some of these go for ridiculous money. Next up, we have two pretty rare old Kershaws, which I'd never seen these before either, so I was kind of excited to see them. We have two Kershaw Lahars. The first one is this black one. This was kind of the production version of it. Very big, beefy knife. I do really like it. VG10 steel. If they still made this, I would be buying one. They're a really good, beefy working knife. They are, long since out of production, pretty rare. $125. Great addition to your Kershaw collection. Even better addition to your Kershaw collection, though, is this green Lahar. That is one of only 40 brought to the United States. One of 40. Very low numbers. This is green handle, VG10 again, made in Japan, just like the other one. But it's got the green handles, one of 40. Absolutely brand new in box, same as the other one. You are looking at $140 is what he's asking for this one. And if I was a Kershaw collector, this would be like way up there on my list of stuff that I would want. It is pretty darn cool. Next up, a bit more budgety, we have a Tangram Santa Fe, but he has put his own mirror edge on it. He's great at sharpening knives. I'm actually going to send a couple of mine to him to get sharpened while I'm out of town. And he does a really great job. Really nice little mirror edge on this. Very, very good job. And it's still only $23. The knife costs $30. That edge would probably cost you $20 at least if you send it away somewhere. So if you want a perfect Santa Fe that's in never carried, never really used condition with an amazing edge on it, $23 is a screaming deal. Next up, we're going to do a couple of Real Steels. We have a Real Steel H6 Plus. Really great knife. I really like the H6 Plus. This is one that he calls used. Yeah, his definition of used is different than mine. It still looks pretty new to me. You can see where he sharpened it a little bit. Other than that, and it's got a screaming sharp edge on it. Other than that, it looks pretty darn new to me. There's not a single scratch or scuff anywhere. Again, comes with the box and the paperwork and all that stuff, just like all these other ones do. $40. Very reasonable price for that. Better edge than it probably came with out of the factory, and $40. Next up, another Real Steel H6, but this is the more limited edition Fancy Pants one. That one I just showed you was a steel frame lock. This is a titanium frame lock in VG10 steel instead of the 14C28 on the other. Screaming good action on this. It just flops right. I'm seeing screaming a lot. Maybe I had nightmares or something last night, but awesome deployment on this thing. Very solid lockup. Everything is very well put together. Blade centering is very good. Very nice knife. Awesome titanium milled pocket clip. This is one I was tempted by myself. Very, very cool. And it is 523 out of 999. So it is a fairly limited edition. He is asking $145 for that, which I think is a very reasonable ask. They all have a little, I gotta have it open for that, moron. They've all got the secondary lock, which I never use, but I guess it's a nice little safety feature if you're paranoid about that kind of stuff. So, but very, very cool knife and absolutely brand new, like new. Now let's get to the stuff that I know you guys are waiting for, because again, you guys are all trying to call dibs on stuff. You can't do that, but we have some out of production and limited edition Spydercos, some really, really nice ones. First up, we have a Lum Nishijin. I love the Lum design that Spyderco did. They made it in this size and a larger one. This is the smaller, and oh, it's just pretty. I mean, just look at that. I love the Nishijin. It's just so gorgeous. Really, really great knife, and this is absolutely brand new, never carried, never cut a thing. $199. Well worth it, in my opinion. Comes with a box and all the paperwork, as I've said before. Now we'll get into 3 sprint runs, and 3 pretty cool ones. First of all, we have the Manix 2 Cruwear. Cruwear, super ultra tough steel. Gonna hold an edge for eternity. Carbon fiber scales. And some of the nicest carbon fiber I've ever seen come out of Spyderco. Come out of anywhere, really. The carbon on this is just gorgeous. Kind of a matte finish. Beautiful carbon on this thing. Absolutely brand new, never used. Never cut anything. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Action on it is outstanding. Really do like this. It is $275 is what he's asking for it. Oh, I'm sorry, $285. I got went to the next one. $285 is what he's asking for this. Again, email him. And next up, we have a knife that made me buy another knife. I've actually handled this exact same one before. This has been handled a bit, but it's never been used, never cut anything, never really been carried. This is a Manix 2 XL and S90V with the carbon fiber scales, another sprint run. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous knife. I really liked it. I wished I could have afforded it, but I bought the plain one instead. You have $275 asking for this. Again, like new, in box, with all the paperwork. Great, great, great knife. And yeah, has never cut a thing. So awesome. Now, I saved this one for last because it's my favorite that he had up for sale. And it's one that I haven't ever seen anywhere for sale, even in the used market before. But I'm sure they're out there. We have a PM2 and 204P with the green handles. I don't like green, but I do like this. It's kind of a foresty green. It looks great. And the action on it is so smooth. One of the smoothest PM2s I've ever used. It has like just that right amount of resistance on it. Yeah, it's great. It's a really awesome PM2. 204P. Great working steel. And it's in absolutely brand new condition. Comes with the box and all the paperwork and all that stuff. Yeah. So this concludes Mike's portion. Some really awesome stuff here. I don't think these Spyderco sprints are going to last very long. So make sure that you get your emails out quickly. Next up, we will have Wes's stuff. And now we are on to our final seller, Mr. Gearbear. You see him reply down here a lot. Good friend of mine, Wes, lives very near here. He has some really amazing stuff, other stuff that you guys have been trying to claim dibs on, and I said no. We have a lot of really high-end stuff here, and a couple of inexpensive ones here to close out the show. First up, we have two Riates, however you choose to say it. First up, we have a Riat Hills. Excellent shape. It comes with the bag and all this stuff. They both come with the same bag, so I'm just going to grab one. We have two Riates in a row here. This is a Hills model, S35 VN. Very cool blade. You're looking at, what, about 3.5 inches. Very nice. Pretty stout. Not crazily stout, though. This is a really nice knife. I was tempted by it myself. $170 he's asking for it. Hit up Wes at the email down below. Make an offer if you want to make an offer. Not guaranteeing he'll take it, but you can make an offer on it. Pretty cool knife. Very much like it. Next up, we have a much bigger, crazier Riat. We have a District 9. This is a beefy sucker. This is the District 9B. This one is. This is a very beefy knife. Got the little twist lock there and everything. Also excellent. Both of these knives are brand new, never carried in the pouch. Beautiful knife. Pretty stout, obviously, just by looking at it. This is a big sucker, but very cool knife. He's asking $200 for this. Also comes with the same bag, like I showed you with the Hills. Now we have not one, not two, but three custom knife factory knives out of Russia. Very cool stuff. First up, we will start off with what I think is probably the most intense one. This is a Gavco spinner, M390 blade, number 166. Comes with all the different documentation. Comes with one of these little Russian flag pouches and all that. And it's the little card of authenticity and all that stuff. Pretty intense design, but I gotta admit, it looks pretty cool. A lot of stonewash and stuff on here. Very nice knife. He is asking $365 for this one. So email him again down below if you are interested in it. Pretty cool knife. Next up, we have my personal favorite of all the stuff that Wes sent for this review. One that I was very tempted by. If I wasn't going out of Europe or going to Europe, this would be the one I would be buying right now. We have a custom knife factory SSE M390 steel again. Very pretty knife. You are looking at make sure I got the prices lined up here right. $320 on this one. Beautiful knife. Fairly simple design for a CFK, and I really do like this. Action on it is just superb. It's so smooth, so nice. I really do like this knife a whole lot. It's definitely in my kind of tastes. A little bit of subtle blue on there, but other than that, fairly toned down knife for a CFK. Next up, we have, last of the CFKs, we have a Sukhoi 2.0 blackwash blade, carbon fiber, titanium, blue backspacer, blue pocket clip, some blue hardware. Very pretty knife. He is asking $370 for this one, and it's worth it. It's absolutely, all three of those CFKs brand new. It never carried. They come with their appropriate bags. The one for the SSC is a different color, but they all come with their appropriate bags. Very cool. All completely authenticified and all those things. And again, the action on this is probably even smoother than it is in the SSE. It's a very smooth operating knife. All right, now let's move on to a unique knife that I had never seen one of these before, and I hadn't seen any of the CFKs either, but I hadn't seen one of these before. We have the Max Ace Dwemer Assassin, M390 titanium and carbon fiber. Comes in a very cool little package. Here it is. Got the little pouch that comes with it. Very high quality. The action seems very good on it. I know nothing about the company. I'm not really familiar with Max Ace at all, but it seems like a very good knife and not a horrible price. $250. That's pretty reasonable for getting carbon fiber and titanium and M390. Again, this has never been carried or used. Very, very nice knife. Nice milled pocket clip. Very, very nice. If you guys know more about Max Ace than me, then you might be jumping on a really good deal. Next up, we have a Pmp Berserker, and it is appropriately named. This is a big knife. This is a big knife. He says that the blade had a nick from disassembly and had to be resharpened. It's resharpened pretty well. I don't think you're really going to notice it that much. But yeah, this is a big sucker. You were getting a very large chunk of S35 VN. Again, titanium frame lock, milled clip. This thing is big. It's just really big. And it's totally fall shut. Obviously, with that much weight on the blade, it would be, but if you have big hands, this is the knife for you. $250. Comes with the, I think I buried it here underneath my notes. Comes with this really cool faux carbon fiber case and all this stuff, and all the certificates saying that it's real. Very, very cool, but very, very big. But if you're just paying by the ounce, $250, not bad for this. All right, next up we have a Factor Equipment Iconic carbon fiber titanium S35 VN. These are becoming pretty increasingly hard to find. Factor Equipment stopped making them for we'll just say a myriad of reasons, but a very nice knife. It's a great knife. And he's asking $75 for this. Action is great on it. It's a really cool knife. And actually a bargain. S35 VN and carbon fiber for $75. That ain't bad at all. That's pretty good value. Next up, we have a knife another one I'd never seen before. Wes always has the coolest stuff, and I love the presentation of this knife, and we'll show you in a minute. That's why I kind of saved it towards the end. We have a Bastion Brava, which is S35 VN, carbon fiber handles, great action, super smooth, very minimal logoing on it, very comfortable ergonomics, titanium milled pocket clip. It's a very cool knife, but it also comes with, I had to make sure to show you guys this, comes with this little display case, like an old-timey latch on it and everything. I do really like that. You can see the model number there if you want to look it up. You open it up and it comes with two very nice Torx drivers. These are really nice. Like, they're very nicely done Torx drivers. Polishing cloth, all that. Yeah, this is a very, very pretty knife. And at a, what I consider very pretty price, $130. You get all this cool, super cool presentation thing. The carbon fiber on it's really super nice. It's really, really good. All right, we're winding down here, guys, now. Liner lock, in case you didn't notice that. We are winding down here now. We have two budget models to close out the show. First up, we have one of the brand new Bestech Belugas. This just came out. It's in the 12C27 steel. Really nice budget blade. I love the shape of this thing. I really, really do. It's a really nicely shaped knife. It's just, I really do like, this is like Bryan's style of knife. I do really like this 3-inch blade. You are looking at, what do you have in this? $44 for this one. Green G10. Action's good as you expect on a Bestech. And lastly, to close out the show, we have a Tuya Knives D2 model. Their cleverly named model. This one didn't get a proper name. It's just the Tuya Knives D2 G10. red handles. You got black accents on the blade. I actually am going to do a brief review of this one. I've already actually recorded it. It's a pretty nice knife. It's a pretty stout little blade with a really good action for a very reasonable price. Even more reasonable now because this one is very slightly used. $35. Both these last two knives come new in the box. I'm not going to show the boxes if it's just boxes because just to save up on time. But yep, deep carry pocket clip. Very, very nice knife. So there you have it, guys. This was the first of, I don't know how many of these we're going to do. Maybe every 6 weeks or so. I'm not going to do them a whole lot. But your Bryan's Bargain Blade Barn will be back, especially if this one is successful and you guys buy some stuff. So if you want to have this come back, buy some stuff. It's been a lot of work putting this together, not going to lie to you. So I thought about doing one every couple of weeks when I don't have brews and blades on my off weeks, but no, I'm not going to do that. That was a lot of work. So again, just to reiterate, don't email me. Don't comment if you want a knife. Email the people whose knives they are. I'm going to do my best to link to each individual knife by timestamp. That may or may not happen because it's going to be a whole lot of links. I may just be linking to the person, and then you can watch for the 8 or 10 minutes to get through their knives to find the one you want. But and then as soon as they email me and tell me they are sold, I will change it to sold as quickly as I possibly can. I'm going to leave this video up for, I think, about 2 weeks. And then I'm just going to take it down because I'm not going to be wanting to constantly update all those things to say that one is sold. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I really hope you buy some stuff, to be honest. It would be great. I know that Mike and Wes are trying to finance more cool knives that they'll loan to me, so that helps me out. I'm trying to finance my, part of my trip to Germany. So I really hope you guys buy some stuff. I hope you guys have found this useful. I think we put together a pretty darn good sale. The next time I'll probably invite a couple of different people just to change it up. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Bryan. Have a good one. Break out your wallets. Buy some stuff.